What's up? Wild Hog here. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a wild week. Had a lot of stuff going on. I guess y'all remember when I said we got a new car in the family and it was for my daughter. Bought a Ford Bronco. She really likes it, man. It doesn't get driven a lot, but it's peace of mind for us because that Jeep just wasn't driver friendly. You know what I mean? It's a great off-road vehicle. Really fun to have if you're in the woods and on trails, but for a daily driver, it's just pretty rough. So it doesn't have a lot of safety features that we want for our kid. So that being said, I said that. I hate saying that stuff, but that being said, we uh, we had another Jeep. It was the two-door Jeep that she wanted originally. That we got handed down to us from her, and so we traded that off last weekend, Saturday, for Lincoln Corsair. Now this thing is nice, man. It's a 2022. It's white, 39,000 miles. Got the 2.3-liter turbo, 8-speed transmission. It's pretty. I mean, it's pretty nice. So we got it home. The sales aspect of it all is always questionable and a little irritating. The whole process of negotiation and not not getting what you want for it. Seeing it later on the website for more than they gave you for it and they act like it's a deal. And but the Lincoln is really really nice. It's really my wife deserves the Lincoln. We had another one. We had a 2016 MK X. It's like an SUV thing. And this is a 2022 Corsair. I don't know. They have a mid sport utility something called name for it, but it's nice. And she really deserves it. It rides nice. It's a dream. It just really is really nice. We had a problem with the sunshade that goes underneath the moonroof, which we don't ever use the moonroof or the sunshade. So it didn't matter whether or not it worked or not, right? So we were on our test drive and we heard something, a sliding around noise, and there was a piece loose up in the sunshade. So we opened it up and it made this wicked clattering noise. So we're like, crap, it's going to break the glass. So we tried to close it up a little bit and it wouldn't close all the way. And we freaked out. And we went back and told them it's making a hell of a noise. You got to look at this because it's a deal breaker, right? Oh yeah, we'll get it in. We'll look at it. So I find a piece of plastic up in there that fell down. So we thought, well, that was what it was. A piece of plastic fell down. So I don't know. Yesterday we took it in and they looked at it and said, "Oh yeah, wait, yeah, this is the guy. This is my sunshade guy right here. He'll hook us up. He'll get this fixed in no time. He'll just knock it right out. Just bring it back, no charge. It's still under factory warranty. We'll get it taken care of." So yesterday we bring it in, get it in here. Can you get it here Thursday night at like 4 o'clock so we can get on it Friday, knock it out. It doesn't take any time at all. This guy is a whiz, dude. So we get it in there, drop it off. There's a lot more to the story that I need to tell you about. I cleaned it up at home and everything, and it rained overnight. So I take it in. They're like, "Yeah, we'll get you right in. We'll get it out of here." So today we call, or we wait. We don't hear anything. It's like 3 o'clock. So we give them a shout. The guy, I finally get a hold of the service writer who they said was the Lincoln service writer. And he calls me back. He says, well, unfortunately, there was a problem. Surprise. We broke a clip, and we don't have the clip in stock. So we're going to have to. We ordered the clip. It should be here Monday. So you should have your car by Tuesday. And so today's Friday. So I'm like, so these new cars, you can look it up on your phone and you can locate your car, you can unlock your car, you can start your car from anywhere in the country. I mean, it's an app. It's the greatest thing. So our car, when we dropped it off yesterday, hadn't moved from the spot that it's in for 22 hours. So my wife and I were like, well, where's this at? So they call me back and they say, anyways, unfortunately the clip broke, blah, blah, blah. And another bad thing is we need to get the loaner car back that we gave you because we've sold it and we've got another car to give you. I'm thinking, okay, the car you gave us was a rat, so fine, we'll come get the extra car. But I told the wife, I said, first we're going to drive by and look at our car and see what's going on with it. So we find it in the parking lot over in the cutout section where they put stuff that's in there for repairs. And to do this sun shield visor, they call it a sun blind or something. There's nothing out of it. The whole headliner's in the car. Nothing's been touched. It has not been touched. So I go over and I talk to the salesman that we bought it from and tell him, he goes, oh yeah, we got your car for you, man. We're your loaner car. Thanks for bringing that other one by. I said, by the way, man, our car hasn't been touched. And he said, well sure it has. And I said, no, it hasn't. I said, everything's still where it is. You couldn't have broken a clip unless you broke the clip, taking the new piece out of the box. That's when you broke the clip. But our car is still drivable, and we needed it for this weekend. And we need it all next week because my wife is going on a trip. And he's like, oh, we'll get to the bottom of this. So we walk out to the service drive, and I talk to the service writer. He calls the Lincoln service writer, and he doesn't show up. The first service writer, he's a really good dude. His name's Kyle. And I said, let's go look at the car. I said, I'll tell you what happened. Well, they bring the car over and they say, wow, we're really sorry. I don't know what happened there, but I'm going to talk to my manager tonight about it. And we're going to get this straightened out. I said, okay, fine, whatever. But I said, we're taking our car. So we left there with our car, sun visor, blind, whatever you call it, that slides back and forth. I'm going to fix it myself. I'm going to take the slider and put it up where it belongs in the notch, put the slider back in the track, do it myself. And I, I really don't like being lied to like this. So when I was a service writer at a Hyundai dealership, we had a car that came in and it had an overnight, you had to let it sit overnight because it was a drivability problem in the morning. And the customer called up, said, well, did you find any problems? I said, no, the tech said he drove it and he couldn't find any problems, so we're going to need it another day. So customer's like, cool, keep it another day. I want you to fix it. So the next day comes and the customer calls and I talk to the tech and he says, yeah, I drove it. I still can't find a problem. So the customer calls and he says, did you find a problem today? And I said, no. He said he drove it. And he goes, you're a damn liar. I was like, what? And he goes, I put a rock on the top of the tire last night when I came by, and it's still there today. So I know nobody drove it. I was stuck. I had nothing to say because I took the word of my technician, right? So The conundrum I'm in is my salesman, he believed what he was told by the service writer. The service writer believed what he was told by his technician, who was a crackerjack at these roofs, right? Best guy we got. The same guy that told me you don't need a front license plate in Missouri, because my car didn't, when they sold me my car, it didn't have a front bracket on it. And I asked about it, and he goes, "No, no, don't believe the cops. You don't need one." Well, further research proved him wrong. So he's the guy doing my car, the sunroof. So did he lie to his service writer and say I broke a clip and just didn't even start on my car because he didn't want to mess with it? So his service writer was left in a leech. So do I blame the mechanic? Do I blame the service writer for not checking the work? Can't blame the salesman because he's selling cars. He's not the mechanic or the service writer. So I'm just wondering, what would you all do? Would you take your car home and never take it back there again? Just feel lucky that you got out of there with what you got, because who knows what would have happened if they had taken that headliner, all the trim, and all the parts down to fix the slider that I can just put back in the track, which I'm gonna do because I've got like 40 years of mechanic experience in dealership. Do it myself and just blow it off and say to hell with it. Because my wife says we don't even use the sunroof or the sunshade. We don't even care if it's there. It's just a part of the car that you can't not have when you order one of these cars. So frustration, man. It's just a car. But you like to be told straight. Somebody dropped the ball. And for that, the whole buying experience from the beginning, when you got lowballed on the trade in, to when they jacked it $6,000 to sell it, and then you buy the car, and and the thing that's wrong with it, you get rammed on. It's just, I don't know. Wild Hog saying, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. Uh, I'll get back to more other personal. I did front brakes on my truck and rotated the tires, and I meant to video all that, and I didn't. But I've got to order rear brakes for it, so that's a treat. So if you all want to watch me do that, I'll do a video on that. And I use this iron fallout residue spray on my. Hold on, just a second. So this, when we bought this, sorry, I saw something cool on TV. When we bought this Lincoln Aviator, it's a white Aviator, and it had all these rust spots on it when I brought it home. Oh, that's another story, to wash it, because they didn't detail it. They said, why would we? It's clean. And anyway, I brought it home and I started looking it over, and it had all these little orange rust spots on it. And I thought, down low, and I'm like, God dang, it's got rust through going on. Well, it's not rust through, it's rail dust, because the car came from somewhere that had like railroad tracks in the area, and it was really messed up. So it had a bunch of little rust spots. I should have recorded it. So I did some YouTube university research, and I came up with this stuff. I know it's backwards probably. Adams Polishes Iron Remover. It's this stuff. You spray it on, squirt, 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 and it turns all those little rust spots purple. And after a minute or 5, I used the clay bar on it, after I sprayed it after like 2 minutes because you're not supposed to let it dry. And it was in the shade, and it was cool and everything, but it still dries, pretty fast. And you can mist it with the hose to keep it moist, and you can clay bar it some more. It took all those little rusty spots off. I'm not kidding you, dude. And I guess it's on all cars, but it only really shows up on silver and white, light color stuff. And man, what a difference. I was so proud of that. And then when I took it over to the dealership and they were working on it, it sat outside all night, and of course it poured. First time it's rained in 6 weeks. So tomorrow, guess what I do? I get to wash the car. And yeah. But anyways, this stuff rocks. I don't know what it was, like $16 at Walmart. I used about a half a jug, and I did the whole car twice, from the door handles down. And what a difference it makes. So if you got little rusty looking spots on your car, don't be afraid. It's not rust. It's rail dust, and it's also from your brake rotors and stuff. When you apply your brakes, you got brake dust on your wheels, and it blows back onto your car, and it sits there, and it rusts. And if you let it go too long, it eats the paint. But yeah, get this stuff. Anyways, the car's back home. It's in the garage. Gonna clean it tomorrow. Gonna go to a football game. Maybe, unless my daughter comes home. My daughter goes to college where the football game is that I want to go to. But if she comes home, I'm not going to go to her college to watch a football game. I'm going to stay home and hang out with her. So I miss her. Love her like anything. She's the greatest kid ever. And, well, anyways, that's my rant for today. Uh, what would you guys do? Would you take your car back and trust those people to break another clip? Or would you just deal with it if you're not even going to use what's uh, not sliding back? I can fix it myself, dude. I just thought it'd be fun to let somebody else do something for a change, and I knew it was going to be a deal. I mean, a deal. You can't just give this to this is my dude, man. He's the guy. I met the guy. He's not the guy. So, anyways, Wild Hog saying, if life throws you a curveball, just do it yourself. Takes the load off your mind, makes the wife happy, and earns you some brownie points that you could probably cash in later. And I don't know, we got a Mopar Fest coming up the 18th of October this month in St. Louis at Madison Raceway, Worldwide Technology Raceway. And what else is going on? Oh, there's a toy run at Heads Power Sports, the 20-something, 27th, 20-something of October. So I'll probably do that. Miss those toy runs. They were a lot of fun. And it's good for the kids. It's a good cause. Well, I don't really have a good closing tagline, so I'm just going to say Wild Hog saying, enjoy your life, and things are looking up. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I got 3 more subscribers in the last 28 days or 2 weeks or whatever. Doing really good on my videos. I appreciate it. And thank you. Talk to you later. Well, I just thought I ought to let you know that when you do that clay bar stuff, you have to wash your car before you use it. You got to wash it and dry it. Spray the iron remover stuff on. Clay barn it isn't necessary, but it really adds to the, it expedites the process and it knocks off the stuff. But my experience was that stuff really ate up the putty, the clay bar putty. And it was McGuire's yellow. The putty was yellow. Sorry, Mitchin, got wild hair. But yeah, you have to wash and dry your car, spray that stuff on, wait a few minutes. I clay barred it just to knock it off because I was really skeptical of how it was going to work. And then you hose it all off. You do like maybe a fender and a door at a time, and then you do a door and a quarter panel, and then you do that. You clay bar it and you hose it off, and then you do like the rear, the tailgate, and the rear fascia, and just continue around to the front, and you dry it off, and then you wash it with soap again, and you dry it off, and then you check for leftover orange, rusty little specks, and you do it again. So it's a 2-time. Well, you wash it once, spray it, clay bar it, wash it, dry it, spray it, clay bar it, wash it with soap, dry it, and it took care of mine, and mine was pretty bad. It needs another time, but I just ran out of time on last Saturday. I had to do at 2 o'clock, so. But yeah, it really, man, that stuff is good stuff. I haven't tried anything else, but that Adams Polishes. You get the stuff at Walmart. It worked really good. I mean, use the wide spray pattern. You can turn the nozzle on it. There's a skinny and a wide. You don't have to really lay it on. You don't have to like, you just go like, you just like hit it. A little bit goes a long way. And you'll see it. The little dots, they'll turn purple and they'll run down the door. And that means it's working. It's a chemical that works against the rust, and man, just give it a shot. You'll like it. And hey, Adams Polishes, if you're listening, throw me some samples of some stuff, and I'll do it. I've got vehicles that I can try stuff on. So appreciate it. Wild Hog saying, I got lucky this time. Stuff worked really good. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it up. A lot of subscribers. Got like 83 now. Never thought. I never thought I'd have more than 4 or 5. 83. That's pretty cool. Later on. Enjoy your weekend. Out.